Jeff Okudah won't be practicing, and then Terrell Crosby won't be practicing either. As far as Swift and Austin Bryant, both of those guys will be out there. We'll kind of continue to progress them through the week, and we'll see how that goes. So with that, open it up for questions.
All right, Dave, start us off.
Hey, Darrell. First, I might as well ask about Swift. Just you said he's going to be out there. Has he been feeling progressively better? Just can you give us an update on how he's feeling more than just his status, I guess?
Yeah, he's continuing to improve each and every day. So we're excited to see him out there practice today, and then like I've told you today, we're trying to monitor how that goes, and then see the next day. But so far so good, and we expect him to be out there today.
All right. And then I wanted to ask you about the offense and the big play shots that you had last week. Was that a game plan specific thing? I mean, I know you want to do that every week, but was there something about the way they were playing you that those developed, or do you think there's maybe something that you guys were able to unlock that you could do that a little bit more going forward?
Yeah, Dave, I think it was a little bit of all of it, to be quite honest with you. As I said, we have those built in. We're trying to look for them, but we did talk about just aggressively how much we wanted to take them, and I think it was a perfect storm that we were finally able to get as many as we got. Matthew, I thought he was, like I said earlier, I thought he was really settled in. I thought he did a great job with the inside the pocket with some tough rushes at times, but his eyes continued to stay downfield. And then he just took them and gave his guys opportunities to make plays. I think that a couple of them, particularly the one to Cephas on the right side for the touchdown. I mean, he gave him an opportunity and he took the shot. So we're continuing to work on that, and hopefully it stays in that direction.
Thank you, Michael.
Hey, Bev. I want to go just back to Swift for a second too. How much of it at this point is kind of rust or not being around for 3 weeks that you're kind of taking it easy and wrapping it back up, and how much of it is actually recovery from concussion/illness?
Yeah, I think it's still just trying to ramp him up from what he was going through more than the rustiness. But we're still taking that in consideration, Mike. It's important for us to kind of get him up to speed. When you take that much time off and you're not out there running around full speed, don't want to give him full go, and then have him have a soft tissue injury or anything. So kind of want to work him back in as well. But I would say kind of more from the illness.
And with Carry-On, he got hurt, it looked like, late on Sunday as well with a knee injury. Obviously, he's had so many knee issues since he came out of college. What's the level of concern with him at this point at all?
Yeah, we're still going to continue to treat him like we normally do. So he's a veteran player, and so we'll continue to monitor him during the week. We on Wednesday we're usually a little bit lighter, and then kind of ramp him up as the week goes, and we'll continue to do that. And there's really no change in his status.
Cool, appreciate it. Thanks, Bev.
Yeah.
Justin.
One more on the injury front. Trey Flowers was out there doing some work on the side last week. I'm just wondering, is there optimism still that he might be able to come back at some point this season?
Justin, I believe there is. Obviously he would be a huge boost for us to be able to get a player of his caliber back, and he's progressing that way. I think that's his mindset, which is probably the most important thing, and we're looking forward to that day.
And then I just wanted to dip into your role on defense. Obviously, in the interim role, you kind of got to switch focus on the fly. But how do you view your role on defense here down the stretch? Do you see yourself more as a motivator, or are you like Matt in the sense that you kind of want to have your hands a little bit in game planning and play calling in all regards of this team?
Well, I think it's important for me to have a touch on all the aspects of things that are going on, because I'm responsible for that. But like I told you guys last week, I'm very comfortable with Corey. Corey and I have great conversations. Really, if anything's happening, Corey and I talk about it. He tells me what we're doing. So I really feel like I'm up to speed on most of it. I wouldn't tell you I'm going to walk in there and tell him, no, he can't do that. Yes, you can do that. I think it's more of a little bit of a conversation of, hey, what's our thought? How we plan on playing this game? Have you thought about this? And he kind of bounces it back and forth that way. So that's the kind of way I see that relationship right now.
How different is the expertise of defense that you have as an offensive coordinator? I mean, you're constantly studying defense and learning how to attack them versus the expertise of game planning and play calling a defense.
I think it's just a different perspective. I mean, I'm looking at it from just, from the eyes of an offensive coach. It's interesting when you kind of do go back and forth with what an offensive guy thinks the defense is doing and what a defense thinks an offense is doing. I think that's really a cool dynamic, and so the things that we think are hard, I'm able to communicate with him, and the same thing with him to me, and so it's, I think, like I said, I think it's really good give and take right now.
Thanks, Bev.
Tim?
Hey, Bev, after a week to kind of settle in now, that was a crazy first week. Have you had an opportunity to reflect at all about just this whole process of being out of football for a year, and then Matt brings you in? You obviously, get that opportunity, and then what that's turned into as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I mean, the first week was, it was definitely a whirlwind, kind of learning on the fly. But as I did take time Sunday night and Monday, thinking about it, just first of all, I know I've said this before, but just how grateful I was to Coach Patricia and the opportunity that he gave me. It was no small task. I mean, obviously, I was sitting out for a year, and so it was kind of just a really huge deal for him to take that step to bring me in. And then, I know that this coaching circle is really small, and we have, it's a really interesting profession. So, I know you guys asked me the other day if I had heard from him, and if he texted me or called me, and this is something I really didn't expect from him. And it's just such a hard time when you go through that transition and you're out of the game. The first thing you want to do is you want to get away from everything. You want to spend as much time with your family as you can. And I know that from experience because I was in that exact same situation. So I just do want you to know that I have a great relationship with him. When all this is said and done, I have no doubts that we'll have great conversations, and we'll talk a lot about all this time while we were here. And again, I just can't be more appreciative and grateful for him for the opportunity that he gave me.
All right, O'Hara, last one. Can't hear you, Mike. Sorry, Mike, not coming through. You got time for one more, guys?
Come on, Mike, it's almost lunchtime. Jeez.
Go ahead, Kyle. Last one.
All right, Mike, I'll save you. Hey, Bev, TJ Hawkinson's, he ranks among the league leaders in a lot of categories for catching the football. Where have you seen him make maybe his biggest growth since last year? I mean, why is he, getting as open as he is?
Well, I mean, I don't know how you want me to answer. You want me to say how great scheme that we're doing for him, or he's done such a great job of continuing to work. He's a guy that when he's in the building, he's willing to put the work in, and I think that's the most important part about this thing. He's willing to learn the X's and O's. He's really willing to put the time in. Out on the field, he's getting extra stuff with Matthew and the quarterbacks at times. It's behind the scenes things that you guys don't get to see that he's doing every day. He works hard at his craft, and and then there is stuff that you get a comfort level. You remember that at the beginning of the year he's coming off that injury. We're limiting him a little bit, and so he's got that comfort level with Matthew. I think they have that good relationship where they know kind of what each other is getting ready to do. I think that helps as well. And right now he's playing really well for us.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Bev. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks. Have a great day.